What do we got? What do we got? Looks like Price is at a wedge again. So we got Price breaking up. Price did not touch a gold zone yet. Got the 500 to the top side. So we got this wedge. A wedgy wedge? We got a wedgy wedge. And the 500. So we got Price testing the top side, testing level and the 500. Oh, that's a big volume. That's a big volume. We got Price pushing up pretty hard. We got some rejection. Minute 22. Price pushed up. Got some rejection. We are above perp. So if I'm looking at the higher time frames, underneath R1 on the 1 hour. Yesterday, that was that move down I was talking about. Even with perp on the 1 hour, price respects perp. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. But now price is going overbought. 500 is to the top. P gold zone is there. I will be patient. If you look at our MAs on the Liddy chart, our Liddy's our MAs are horizontal. They're pretty sideways, right? What does that mean? It means price might range, or we might be in a range. About 630 pips to P gold zone. Pretty much the P gold zone. And I'm expecting this, right? We're expecting price to go to a gold zone, since all throughout Asia and London, price never touched the gold zone. So it's heading up towards P, similar to yesterday when we broke through P, or similar like the day before yesterday when price ran up, and even the day before that day, price didn't touch a gold zone and it ran up too. So same thing today, price didn't touch a gold zone, we're running to the top side. You can see it broke out of the wedge. This is a little bit too close for me to want to get in to the top side for P, being that we are freshly overbought. I am going to wait. all of the indices are overbought right now. Got some support off the 500. So we got price creeping up on P gold zone. We're fairly overbought. Just gone overbought at a substantial area. Right? The gold zone is a substantial area, so I'm going to want to be careful that price doesn't drop back down. Whew. So we got price still pushing up. So nice little hammer. Still, I am out of it. I'm just waiting. For me, 630, I'm not going to enter enough of a wick to the top side. 635 is too close to the gold zone. And this hammer here, while overbought, pushing into the gold zone, I'm not going to do that. And you know, there are going to be some times, so like all these other times when price didn't hit a gold zone and it pushed up despite whatever candle it gave us, right? Because there's going to be times you're going to question like, why am I not getting in now versus any other time that we didn't hit a gold zone? It's just following, you know, reading these candles. Once again, is this opportunity to make money as it went up to the gold zone, knowing that it's going to touch a gold zone? Yes. Do I get into it knowing that there's no real entry candle and the only entry candle gives me a pretty bad risk to reward? Right? If I look at any of these candles that I would possibly, consider entering in on, like this hammer here after 635, this hammer here to the gold zone is pretty bad, right? Look at that. So I'm definitely not entering into that while being overbought. And then this hammer here, the hammer is cool, but it's going right into the gold zone, and I'm not going to do that while overbought. Remember, what I try to do is I just try to be consistent with how I take my entries. The consistency with the entries. So look at, what is that, 2 days ago? Tuesday, right? Tuesday and Monday are 2 other days that price didn't touch a gold zone throughout Asia and London, and then it moved up, right? What is the difference when this on Tuesday pushes up through our high of the day and we're expecting it to go to a gold zone? The difference is there's like 2,000 pips. There's like 2,000 pips between the high of the day and R1 gold zone. Take it. Day before that, what is that, Monday? 2 clean days. 2 clean days. Same thing at 6:30 New York Open. We got the high of the day, previous gold zone. Price breaks up, retest on the 5 on perp, and then continues up to R1 gold zone. What is the difference? There's 2,000 pips. And there's other entries that are better than it that don't push us directly into a gold zone. So even if this were to continue up, P to R1 gold zone, I would say congratulations, chart. Congratulations, but I'm just going to chill the hell out. Because at this point, price has moved maybe about 1,800 pips during New York, so it's not like we've missed any large movement. And yes, price is still above perp. There's a likelihood that price could continue up. But if you're going to take every single entry just purely based off of perp, then you better take every single entry that breaks. Every entry that gets you above or below perp, you have to be getting into it, right? So that you can keep the consistent entries as well. I like to believe in perp. Perp is one of my biggest kickers. It's like my trump card. But I combine that with the other indicators to make decisions. So just because this is heading up and price is above perp and I was expecting it to go to a gold zone, I'm not just entering into it. And it's not because I don't want to win. I want to win, but it's more important that I stay consistent to my entries. Because the last thing I don't want to do, because if I say, okay, I'm going to get into this purely because I'm expecting it to go to the gold zone, then I got to take every entry like that. Like every single entry that breaks perp, I just need to blindly take it and see how consistent that wins. Maybe that's something I can do. Back test it. But for now, I gotta keep to what I do. Volume is slightly dying here. This price is above the gold zone. We are getting some volume up. Once again, watching price go up, I don't feel any type of way, right? I know that this is there's only two ways the price can go, right? Price can only go up or down. But by me not getting into it to the top side, respecting my decision making and respecting juice, that is a win to me, right? I haven't taken an entry, I haven't lost any money. That's a win. If I go through this whole day not taking an entry because of following the rules, that is a win. That is a win. What do we see price pushing into? At this gold zone, what are we pushing into? From yesterday and the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday's high is forming a downtrend. We don't just blindly get into a buy pushing through this gold zone knowing there could possibly be an area of resistance right here, right? Knowing that price has come to this line and respected it twice already, I'm not going to trade against it, the third time. It's safer to see if price will come to it and then respect down, or it's safer to see if price will break above it and possibly retest and then maybe now put us in an uptrend. We are not fortune tellers, which is why I ate on the side of caution of not trading against structure, because all I know is that when we are in specific structures, right, uptrend, downtrend, even in a range, we are more likely to do what we were doing, right? Remember, what we see in front of us is a reflection of people's habits. When they all see this price respecting this downtrend channel, that is what I'm expecting to do at a bare minimum. When price is in an uptrend here, boom, 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 all off this uptrend line. And remember, this is what we look for, right? We look to see, we want to know when we are in an uptrend so that we can continue to take our buys. And then the moment that we either break down or we lose, that probably means price is done with this uptrend. And what happens when we're done with this uptrend right here? All of a sudden, we're in a downtrend. Boom, 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 and just take all your sells. That's it. That is it. And that's where the ratio starts to really play out, is when you start respecting and knowing that structure is there, downtrend, uptrend, whatever, we are more likely to make profits, right? Because when we are in a downtrend, there's always going to be entries like yesterday's drop here. There's going to be entries similar to yesterday that are respecting this trend line. So if we are in a downtrend for the next few days, then all the sell-offs will be very valid. Why did my screen get adjusted? And look at that. Look at that rejection right back down through P gold zone. I'm not a pit profit. Even though I call myself a pit profit, I'm not. All I'm doing is respecting structure, respecting that we just went overbought. If we look at where we're at, if we look at where we just rejected, this level-ish area, look left. That was the high of 3 days ago. That was this Asia-London high over here on Tuesday. So there's a lot of reasons that this could be resistance. The downtrend line I just talked about. I mean, and by all means, price could still bounce right back up. The price is falling back down beneath the gold zone. Look at that, right? If I entered in off of this hammer, if I entered in off of this bullish engulfing at 645 or at 640, you would be not too happy right now. If you entered in off of 635 and you didn't stop loss and profit or TP here at P gold zone, you'd be very unhappy. So why would I make myself unhappy within 30 minutes, right? We've only been on the charts for 30 minutes. By me just following the rules, I have just avoided taking a loss. You know, right now, no matter which of these candles you entered in on, you would be at a loss. If you entered in at 645, you're already tapped out. If you entered in at 640, you're in heavy drawdown. If you entered in at 635, you're in heavy drawdown. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the top side, right? And I think it's funny because all I'm doing is respecting the juice. I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing. Nothing other than just watching it. While the other indices did give us some good volume to the top side, but things are rejecting as well. Oof, all of them made a hard push to the top. You know, I've been watching NASDAQ half the time when we're trading live. And actually, NASDAQ is starting to make some pretty consistent movements. I might consider trading it. But remember, most people blow an account trading one thing. Imagine if you start trading multiple, right? Almost impossible. That's why when I see these gurus, you know, tell everybody, oh, we're going to look at all the indices today. Oh, we're going to look at gold and trade precious metals and trade Forex. I'm like, you guys scamming. Like, people, no, average people will blow their account trading one thing. So how can you teach people multiple things? Like, they haven't even mastered one. It's a shame. The moment I look at a teacher's or a whatever social media guru, if they have more than like 2 monitors, I know they're scamming. I know they're scamming. And it may not be like a short term, you'll figure it out, they're scamming you, but it'll be a long-term thing. And that's the worst part. The worst part about those guys is they put the blame on you. They put the blame on you not being able to do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, but you also are trying to teach them how to trade 5 different assets that all move slightly different. And you're telling me that you're using this blanket strategy to trade everything the same way? It's true to an extent. You could use the juice. You could use the juice on almost any indice, but the movement is all slightly different. But as you guys all know, you know, trading the US30 has way more than enough opportunity. But opportunity also means risk, right? which is why so many people blow their accounts. They're trading just one thing. So you imagine you trade two things. You're like 100% faster to losing an account. Oh. So we got price rejecting the gold zone here. Honestly, I don't know what to believe right now, so I'm going to be patient. Right? Indicators aside, I can't tell what the charts are doing. I can't tell if it wants to stay underneath P because we have the 500 and perp there. I can't tell if we want to get above it because we have that uptrend that downtrend line, downtrend structure. So what's the best thing to do? Wait. I'm looking at Facebook and Multnomah County, the Multnomah County Facebook. The Multnomah County Facebook, here in Oregon, in Portland, they posted a alert for like voter registration. We should have got our ballots and things. And it's a long thing. Look for your ballot. If you need a replacement ballot, all this type of shit. And then I scroll down to the comment section and somebody has a meme. Somebody has a meme or whatever it is, a Giphy of The Rock when he was wrestling, and he said, "Shut up, bitch." I don't know why that's so funny, but I imagine somebody saying that to Portland or to Multnomah County. You guys all need to look for your voting ballots and get them in. Shut up, bitch. Oh, fuck. Shut your bitch ass up. Oh, man. People shit on Portland. That's fucking funny. So we got a solid rejection here. What is that? What time is that? That is our first candle that pushes us back underneath perp. But what do we have? We have perp, perp 500. Yeah, we have perp at 500. Mail-in voting is fraudulent. Shut up, bitch. And somebody just commented baloney. Baloney. One of the most corrupt voting systems in America. Mine is ready to be dropped off today. And then you have the few people that are super positive about it. Shut up, bitch. I'm gonna like that. You deserve a like. I'll give you that. Oh my god. I'm looking at the profile, and it's a raccoon. And his name is Raccoon Cooney. fuck? Portland is something else, man. His name is Raccoon Cooney. He has one friend. I love people who make these type of profiles specifically to go troll. His name is Raccoon Cooney. Oh, what a cute raccoon. Look at this raccoon. Can I put it in here? Can I drop it in the messages? I can't drop it in the messages? Bullshit. Raccoon Cooney. Oh well. So we got price looking like it wants to break down. So what am I thinking, right? Price reject the P gold zone and that downtrend. I'm thinking if price is breaking down from P, where am I expecting price to go? There's a lot of things standing in the way of it coming down, so I need to wait for more confirmation. But overall, what am I thinking? What? Possibly, right? Possibly. Okay. Juice Strat shit. But what do we need to do? We need to break hard. Because if not, what could happen, right? Play the game of chess out. What can happen here? We could be doing a BRC, right? We could be breaking. We just broke up from this wedge and the high of the day. We could be retesting. And then we could be continuing. Vice versa, we could be just respecting P gold zone, heading down. So, to see price get hard underneath perp, that means there's room to the downside here to make money, right? If we break up and we can break hard through here, that is opportunity to make money there. So there's no real reason to really rush anything until one of those are confirmed. Raccoon Cooney, shut your bitch ass up. Oh shit, Portland. Portland's something else, man. I saw some people posting because for Black Friday they're calling it, I don't know what they're calling it, but oh, Blackout Friday. They're calling it Blackout Friday and they want everybody to not shop for Black Friday. And I'm thinking in my head, you know who Black Friday is for? It's for everybody that can't afford buying shit throughout the year that think they're gonna get a good deal during Black Friday. And I told her that because she likes to rally behind these protest things, which is always fine. I'm not against it. Thought you were gonna say for black people. No. Dad, I don't know they make them racist in frickin' New Zealand. But yeah, she posted about it, and I was like, how can you tell the people who need to buy the things during Black Friday to not buy the things during Black Friday? You know, like, I get what the message is, I get what we're going for here, you guys, and the whole thing is like, don't give money to the machine, don't give money to the man, the corporate greed, the oligarchs. And I'm like, do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear yourself? I'm not saying they're right, but I'm saying it looks so foolish that this is now how everybody wants to combat things, right? And once again, I'm not questioning the way they live their lives. I'm questioning what the end goal and what's the process of them getting there, right? Everything's kind of simple. Simple when you look at it that way. And I was like, really, what are you guys going to do? Like, because everybody here, if we just even look at everyone in Portland that goes to shop at Black Friday, on Black Friday, it is all those same people that be at these protests because they can't afford to buy shit throughout the year, right? Now, let's be real. Oh, man. She was like, why are you always saying shit that makes sense? I was like, you know why? Because it just makes you question. It just makes you question your approach. Like, I'm happy. Protest. Go protest. Go fight for the rights that you feel like is being torn apart from us, or you, because I feel all right. I mean, do I recognize the injustice and things that aren't fair? Yes, but so is me not being able to eat as much as I used to eat a year ago. But you don't see me protesting my own body. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's all about the delivery. Everybody's got the same goal, but it's the delivery that sets everybody apart. That's why successful businesses exist. It's not the fact that you're a bad business person. It's maybe somebody just implemented the strategy better. That's it. But man, I'm like, there's no way. You can't tell these people not to treat it some blackout Friday because you don't want them to spend money, and you think that that's going to change everything? You think that's going to change the way? Oh, fuck. They're always, yeah. They're always not happy, but then they always walk away like, you make sense, Ed. You know why? Because I care about them. Like, even though I can laugh and have these conversations with them, and it ends with me disagreeing with what they're doing, at the end of it, I care about them because, you know, when they do get shot in the head with a fucking beanbag, and then they get put in jail for a day or two, and then they come out, and I'm like, okay, what did you get out of that? What did you get out of getting shot in the head with a beanbag, going to jail for 2 days, getting bailed out? Now you have a court date, and you probably have multiple court dates, and nothing gets done. That's why I don't protest. I don't care what they tell me. I don't care if they tell me my vote counts. I don't care any of that shit. Because what do I look at? I look at the data. I look at the data and I look at the results. And you know who makes decisions and actually changes things? People of influence. Literally people of influence. People of influence and people of power. Unfortunately, it's not the people who are out there protesting. We make them feel like they have power, but there isn't, you know. And I'm saying we, and I'm not a part of it, but I take advantage of whatever I can. So we got price pushing pretty hard through perp right now. 35 seconds left. Once again, we're coming into the top of the wedge. Two different things I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see if we'll bounce off of here, get back above perp, or I'm waiting to see if we'll break down, get into the wedge, and maybe make this final push down to S1 gold zone. But it does suck. I mean, I wish the majority, right? The majority in America, like, we have the power, right? The working class and the poor have the power to make a difference. But everybody's divided. Everybody's divided, and that is exactly how they founded this country to be. Like, they know that if there's the same reason why the feds are at a standstill right now. You know, why is the government shut down right now? The government is shut down right now because the two parties can't come to an agreement. You're telling me hundreds of years ago this is what you guys decided was the best way to run our country? The agreement to disagree? When you look at it like that, it's like, yeah, what the fuck? This whole country is founded on the idea that we're going to agree to disagree. And if we can't come to an agreement, we're just going to hold off on the government moving forward. I was just, I have some friends that work at NASA, and they work closely with, like, the nuclear guys, the Nuclear Association Security of America or whatever. And they were like, yeah, they're laying off. They're laying off like 2,000 people from the Nuclear Security Association. And I was like, so what's up with NASA? They're like, oh, NASA won't get hit because they're pretty private with money and spending. But the nuclear Security Association of America just laid off about 2,000 people. So you imagine that shit, you know? So that makes you question two things, right? How important is our nuclear security association, and how at risk are we now? You know? Like that's what I question. Is this association even real and legit? Like, do they do things that make a difference if we can just lay them off? But even like our, what I'm worrying about, when I leave, right? I leave in 7 days, and a lot of the FAA, the aviation guys, have been laid off. All of the big hubs, and I fly out of San Francisco this time, and San Francisco is a massive hub. It is a massive international hub. So I'm worried that my shit's gonna get delayed or something, right? I mean, I can figure it out. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if I go back in 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days. I have the luxury, right, to go back whenever the hell I can go back. But that's it's a sham that more people don't question it and do some research into it. Because if you just look at the results, right? Once again, everything. Just look at the results. How the hell, after all these years that we've had these Nuclear Security Association people, and all of a sudden we can lay them off? We can just lay them off like that. Like, okay, your job is like, whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing doesn't, yeah, if somebody questions the government, they get shot. That's a fact. But you know what is funny? So here's how they shoot people, right? The way they shoot people is they make them seem crazy, right? Like, that's the craziest part about the way we control people, right? I'm glad you understood what I meant there. They make you seem like, nah, this person's, but that's the point, is like there's a divide. There is a divide, and there's not enough people. Here's the thing. I think it's fine if there's a divide, if there is enough intelligent people having the conversation. And that's the part that the higher powers know doesn't exist. So we got priced back into this wedge here, about halfway down. The people in control know that the majority of people who are divided are not intelligent. So it's, once again, I'm not even successful yet. I'm not even a person of influence, but I can already see how being stuck in the clutter, just like being stuck in a range, does not help anybody move forward. So if it can't help you and I move forward, what makes anybody think it's going to help our government move forward, or our politics, or our way of life, or our laws? That's all I wish my friends who spend hours protesting would understand. Because if they understood how much time is wasted by how they approach the situation right now, they would think it's silly, and they would probably look at something else. But what's the first thing the majority does when something like this happens and they protest? The first thing they do is they let their emotions get involved, right? They let their emotions get involved. Everybody gets together. Next thing you know, SWAT and ICE is shooting people in the head with beanbags. I had told, because she asked me too, and she's a therapist, which is even more nuts. Because I'm asking her and I'm asking myself, you are the person that people are supposed to come to when they're dealing with shit like this, and you're a therapist, and it's biased. Like, you can't be a biased therapist. Like, and there's no way that you can tell me as you go throughout your day as a therapist that you are not unconsciously or consciously kind of using your morals and principles as teaching methods, right? Like, it's only normal for this person to say what she believes. So if you're doing that and you're spreading that within the community. That's why the community's fucked. And if the community's fucked, then that's why Portland's fucked. If Portland's fucked, that's why Oregon's fucked. If Oregon's fucked, that's why the country's fucked. Ah, man, just look at the data. That's all I want them to understand. I just want them to question what they're doing in the delivery. So we got price back in the wedge here. We're underneath perp, so what am I looking for? I'm looking to see if price is going to stay underneath perp. If price doesn't stay underneath perp, then we could be ranging, or we could bounce right back up. So but that's the part that is crazy, you know, for me and flying. That's the part that scares me the most, is knowing that the FAA, the aviation peoples that conduct the airplanes, oh my God, they're getting furloughed, they're getting laid off. I'm like, so who's telling my plane, who's telling my pilot that it's okay to go? I mean, they're there. They are there. They're not just gonna, do it without them. But I think about the people that don't like being at their jobs. They usually don't do their jobs well. That's the scary part. But oh well. I look forward to it. I look forward to. I don't know when they said they're gonna do it. October. When is Black Friday this year? Black Friday is on the 31st this year. On Halloween. Wow. Okay. That'll be one for the books. That'll be one for the books there. I'm going to be paying attention to that. I'm going to be paying attention to what happens. So we got price supporting up here. Right back at perp, right back at the 500. It's always the divide. Think about trading. Trading only exists because there's a divide, right? Trading only exists because there's people that believe it's selling, and then there's people that believe that there's buying, right? Even what we do, what we do is a big ass divide. It involves a very cut and clear divide of people believing selling, people believing buying. Everything, man, everything's nuts. Everything's nuts until you realize it's nuts. And then you're like, you know what? I can deal with it. Because that's what I decided. I was like, you know what? I can figure this out. It's not that bad. Life sucks when you're stuck in it, but once you see through it, maybe this is what the Matrix is. Maybe this is the Matrix that everybody tells us that, oh, you gotta get out of the Matrix, Ed. You know what's funny is that these same people are the same people that believe in the Matrix and shit like that. I'm like, if you guys believe in this shit, then why don't you guys have some kind of army rebelling? Where's your freaking spaceships and shit? Where's your spaceships and where's your technology? Where's your shit that's gonna put us into the Matrix and then we can fight the dude, the man, right? Isn't that's literally what the Matrix is? The Matrix is freaking Keanu Reeves fighting against the man, fighting against what they believe is to be reality. What's to be real? Price is shooting right back up. Nothing real big yet. I did take a small. I took one entry off of 7 o'clock. I and then I just exited as price supported back up, but that only got me like 20 bucks. I didn't want to add to it unless we broke out of the wedge hard. Because I am still looking at the gold zone movement, right? If we look at the only candle that really broke. Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh no, the FAA, the NSA, the NSSA, the elemental PA. They hear me, and they're poisoning my vents right now. I'm fucking dying. Oh god. Oh, the generational poorness is killing me. Fuck. They got me. I'm a goner. Oh, wait. I drank some water. I was just overreacting. Imagine if more people realized that. Maybe you're just overreacting, guys. Okay. So what was I saying? What was I saying? P gold zone. Yes, I'm still looking at P gold zone. What can we possibly be making here? Right? Play the game of chess. We could possibly make it an M, right? If we make an M right here, that'll be right off the gold zone, and that M would split our wedge, and we'd be down at S1. In that same aspect, price can still be making an uptrend channel. Boom, 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 boom. Not channel, I'm sorry. An uptrend structure. So that's why the moment we started bouncing off here, when we were inside of this wedge, that's why I exited out of this entry here. And to be honest, I mean, from this entry, probably about 1,000 pips. Yep. But it's a 1,000 pips within a whole bunch of support and resistance. So that's why I don't just add, full port contracts here at 7 o'clock. But I'll look for that M to form, or I'll look for price to break up. I need to go get my laptop charger. My laptop battery is dying faster and faster. You know what's crazy? Because I'm sure you guys don't have anybody in your lives. I'm sure you guys and nobody in your life that you know has probably ever changed their MacBook battery themselves. But I changed my MacBook battery myself about a few years ago, actually. Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Because my MacBook Pro, when did I buy it? I think maybe like 2017, 2018 maybe. It's a pretty old MacBook, almost 10 years old. But I bought it, and the only reason why I buy things that are expensive is because I usually get a discount because I know somebody, or I get it for free. So when I bought this MacBook and then the battery started dying, I went back to my friend at Apple and I was like, how much does it cost for a new battery? It was like $700. I was like, so I could just buy a new one for a G. Like, I could go literally buy a new laptop for $300 more. He was like, yep. I was like, God damn it. So obviously I didn't buy the battery. And I didn't want to spend $1,000 on another laptop. So I went and I looked at how much the battery was. The battery was like $35. So what did I do? I went to YouTube. I went to YouTube and I YouTubed how to change that damn battery. And then I changed it. It took me 2 hours. It was funny as hell because my friend Anthony that lived with me at the time, I closed my door and I said, do not open this door. I'm going into surgery. And then 2 hours later, I came out, and he was like, "Good Lord, I was scared." I was scared that you legit didn't open that door for 2 hours. I was like, I know. I was sweating. I had like these white gloves on, and then the backside of my laptop was totally busted open. And he was like, "You did it." I was like, "I did it. It took me 2 hours, but I changed my MacBook battery, and I prolonged the life of my MacBook another 5 years for $35." It was like, only you would do that, Ed. Only you would open the laptop, risk it breaking, take apart all these. And there was one part. So the battery has a little ribbon connector. It is like this very, very thin ribbon, and on one of the connectors, it's barely long enough to connect, and it's so thin. It is a thin ribbon, kind of like if you guys ever seen film, like camera film. It's thin like that, but even thinner and more brittle. And I was, researching the video, and he was like, if you pull this even a little bit too hard, that ribbon's gonna break, your battery's shot, you gotta go get another one. I was like, oh great. I mean, that would still even be better than spending a G on a new computer or on a new battery for 700. So, but I did it and I got it right. But I was like, everything about putting this battery in this dumbass MacBook was not easy. And I was like, that's just exactly what they wanted, right? They want it so complicated, they want it so difficult, that you decide that $700 for a new battery is more convenient, or to just buy a new laptop. But I'll be real, after I did it, I was like, I could do this. Like, I get why mechanics make all the money they make. I bet if I just did battery replacements, I probably could make some money doing that. But I mean, it took me 2 hours. Maybe it'll take me a lot faster once I get going and I understand it. So I probably could do it a lot faster now that I know what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for. But yeah, now it's starting to die again. So, well, it's starting to die faster now. So I'll probably maybe I might go get another battery, because the computer perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. It runs perfect. I still have a lot of storage on it. It's just the battery. So we're getting another rejection here of perp and the 500. I still need to see us break out of this wedge though. But I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud that I was able to change that battery out when everybody said, oh, you're gonna avoid the warranty. I was like, it's already out of warranty. And Apple doesn't even give a fuck the moment it goes out of warranty. What can we do? Nothing. Oh, thanks. Thanks for being a valued customer. What can we do for you? Nothing. It's a sham. We got price here. What are we doing? It's 7:35 and I've made $10 so far. What are we doing here? Speak to me, baby. Speak to me. What you wanna do? Where you wanna go? You don't want to go down, you want to go up. You don't want to go up, you want to go down. What you want? Talk to me, I'm listening. You want to stay underneath perp? Similar to yesterday, right? Yesterday, as price broke underneath P Gold zone, what did it do? It slowly trickled down, respecting perp, right? So that's the thing, right? That's the backtesting part. I'm like, if you can look at yesterday and not believe in the gold zones after looking at yesterday, you might want to consider not trading. right? Like you cannot, you gotta, you 100% can look at yesterday, see it break the gold zone. Yes, understand it did make the push down to S1, but it just took forever. But that's the point. You look at that day where it's all jiggity jaggedy, and then you look at the day before that, right? Monday and Tuesday gave us such beautiful pushes, right? So what does that do? What does that do when we get 2 days in a row that's very easy, that moves fairly quickly, and then we get one day where it's all janky? That creates doubt, right? That creates doubt for most people that trade. But it shouldn't, right? It shouldn't create any doubt knowing that, well, that's sometimes what happens. Just like the whole goal thing. The whole goal and focusing on the process, that's exactly it, right? The goal yesterday was P to S1 gold zone. The process in between does whatever the hell it wants to do. If you understand that, and you understand that, okay, well, price is under perp, price is likely to drop, P gold zone down to S1, that's what we're expecting, then none of it seems out of the ordinary, right? The only thing that seems out of the ordinary is that compared to Monday and Tuesday, well, it's not as smooth. But in reality, it did the same thing. It did the same thing. Gold zone push. So here we are pushing right back above. We're fighting the perp. We're fighting the 500. We really just might be ranging here. It's 7:38. I'm going to be giving this day till about 8:10, 8:15 as per usual. And if we're still stuck in this little range area, right? Because if we look at if we look at price so far, we're still stuck in between pretty much where New York opened and the high of New York, which is roughly 2,000 pips. So remember, take that into consideration. We've literally only ranged 2,000 pips today. So there's no reason to trip. Price hasn't gone anywhere. So there's no real entries to have been made. Remember, the goal is not to, I mean, yes, we're going to make money. That is the end goal. But the goal every day is to just protect your balance. Protect your balance so that you can survive to the next day. Right? All we want to do is survive. Survive until the days like Monday and Tuesday. That's it, right? Knowing that days like Monday and Tuesday exist should have you guys, staying relatively disciplined. On the 1 minute, we are pretty overbought, so if I see price drop, I won't be surprised. I gotta take a quick call, guys. 1 moment. Well, whenever they call. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. So price made two moves through perp to go up, right? We got 735 bullish engulfing. We got a hammer that just happened here at 745 as we're going into the gold zone. So at this point, really, there's only two things that can happen, right? What are the two things? We're going to break or we're going to bounce. We're going to bounce here, come down, or we're going to break, go up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we're ranging, so we are ranging. So if shit doesn't pop off by 8:10, 8:15, well, you already know. It's gonna skedaddle. Protect the account. Remember, that's part of the job. Protect the account. Got some rejection here. Are we going to break up or are we going to bounce? The nice thing is, it's gotta go somewhere, right? Like that always puts me at peace with doing this. Like, what's the one thing that needs to happen for us to make money? Or even to lose money, right? What's the one thing that needs to happen? Price has to go somewhere. So knowing that price is going to go somewhere, when we're stuck like this, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy because it's going to go somewhere. It's going to. And the more that price ranges, the more that we'll be able to see when it breaks out and where whenever it continues, the direction it's going to go. Look at this. Proper position sizing keeps your psychology and capital safe from ruin. Oh, that's something that needs to be reposted every day. So big rejection here. Big rejection. Prices above perp. So now all we have is perp and the gold zone. Gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. My stomach is growling. I need to go get a banana. How much time do we have left? 4 minutes? Looking like we're pushing hard through perp. We're testing perp. Supporting on perp as well.
come with me while I set up at the park?
You know, I'm not one to always like push manifesting and shit because I like to get shit done, you know. But prices, hold on, two different conversations I'm having here. Prices pushing into perp. How much time do we have left? 2.5 minutes. But so I have contacts, right, with China and a whole bunch of other like jewelry and precious metals and stuff like that. But I've got moissanite jeweler contacts, and I've been talking to them because I was like, "How do you who gives you guys the most business?" And they were like, "The majority of America." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, the majority of the jewelry that you see rappers and celebrities wearing out in public, like yes, they may have a few pieces that are real diamonds, but for the majority, they're wearing high quality moissanite." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." And then I told him, I was like, "Can you show me like some of the companies that you sell it to?" And it's some big names. It's some big names that are selling moissanite. And I'm like, okay, how much does your shit cost? So I was just looking at the catalog yesterday, and I was like, God damn it, like that is so cheap. And then I went and I looked at all these other sites that sell moissanite jewelry, like bust down moissanite jewelry. And I was like, okay, they're pricing things like 3,000% above cost, and they're able to do that because, well, all the rappers and things are wearing it, and it's fine. And I was talking to a friend yesterday, just a friend from the gym, and I was like, I want to make a bust down company. Like I want to make a bust down brand company that sells jewelry, bust down jewelry. And he's always more than happy to help me. He does social media stuff. He does video production. So I was like, that's the perfect person to help me. At the same time, I messaged a friend. So Chicklet and Melanie, I don't know if you guys ever heard of them, but they're friends of mine from the East Coast. And their uncle Mike, who I'm friends with, is their manager. And yesterday morning, I was using the bathroom. I was taking a poop. And Chicklet's stream came on. And Chicklet and Melanie are huge now. Chicklet has like 3.8 million followers. Melanie has like 2.7 million followers. They were on Kai Cenat's Mafiathon. They go to all like the big streaming things. And I saw him as I was taking a shit. As I was using the bathroom. And I was like, oh man, I should hit up Mike. I should hit up Mike and see what they're doing now. Because they're doing well. They're doing well, but they're not making huge progress at the point that they're at right now. So I messaged Mike. And then he messaged me back like at 11 last night. And they live in New York. They're from the Bronx. They're from Brooklyn. And he messaged me back at 11. I was like, okay, 11 here is like 11, 12, 1, 2. It's like 2 o'clock over there. I'm tripping. I'm like, what's going on? Why are you guys still up? Oh, man. But that could be it right there. I was like, and then I called up my homie Alexis, and I was like, hey, bro, I was just talking to you about this. And then all of a sudden, the homie messaged me back. And I was like, let's fucking go. Oh, so that could be it. I gotta work on that today. I gotta send him over a proposal on what I'm thinking. And I was like, bro, what do you mean a fucking proposal? We make a brand. We sell shit at a lesser price. We all we gotta do is sell it under 3,000%, and we'll be fine. But I think that the branding needs to be right, because bust down is not everybody's favorite, right? Like even for me, when I wear the bust down when I go out to the club or when I go out to a specific restaurant, but even when I went out to the winery the other day, I wore my Patek. Like I wear the Patek to the winery. I don't wear the bust down because, well, it's two different vibes we're giving off. So, but they're perfect. I was like, this is the perfect people to partner with to make this happen. Oh, especially in New York, and then we can just go right down to Miami, to Florida. Oh shit! It's all coming together. But that's yeah. That all. Oh, I'm dying again. Oh my god! What the frick? Ah. Okay, I'm not dying anymore. Wow. My throat is really dry for some reason. But yeah, man. I'm a believer that you gotta put it out in the world, though, right? Like the idea that stays in your head, well, it never becomes a reality. It just stays an idea in your head. So the moment I started talking about it, and I was talking to him about it, like I was talking to my friend Alexis about it a while ago, and then I brought it up again today because I'm back. And then all of a sudden, everything starts falling into place. So who knows what'll come of it? We got price rejecting here. Pretty big. But all I know is I always have to keep doing something. And if I can have a bust down jewelry brand, oh, that'd be pretty freaking awesome. That would be awesome. So we got price just kind of teeter-tottering here on perp, right? But we've had two candles so far that kind of rejected us. Rejected the top side. So, oh, we're gonna go up. Oh, we're gonna go down. Got some support here. 1 minute left. 8:03. I swear I didn't even check news again. Oh, we just had existing homes. That's it. Existing homes was at 7. So where's 7 o'clock? See, so 7 o'clock might have been the reason why price dropped and rejected P gold zone. That makes sense. I like that sound. All these Halloween tones are pretty funny to me. So we got price supporting perp again. We're just still stuck in this New York range though. This New York range. You guys should listen to Melanie talk. You guys should follow Melanie. Follow Melanie and follow Chicklet. They're pretty funny. Melanie always just yells at Chicklet. Because Chicklet be dumb as fuck. That's funny because I streamed around when they first started streaming. I was streaming Apex content and stuff. And I ended up building a pretty good following. But then I ended up stopping because it was just me here in Oregon. And I had to do everything myself. But people like Chicklet and Melanie, I was like, it's so good. Because they didn't really come from much. And they ended up being, they like lived in like an apartment together with a whole bunch of friends. And what worked was one friend liked being behind the camera. One friend didn't mind editing stuff. And then there was Chicklet and Melanie. So then there was, it was its own little media team right there just waiting to happen, at the right time. And then they did the right things and then they just continued. And I was like, that's so awesome, like that's why I think like no matter what you come from, because they were living in an apartment, 4 people, I think a little bit more people, in a tiny apartment in New York, and they made it. So I was like, that's so awesome that they were able to do that. But I always think about that. I was like, man, if I had more people living with me, which I don't like to begin with. I like my temple. But if I had more people living with me that enjoy doing media stuff, and that's even I was talking to my other friend Alexis, and he was like, "Yeah, I wish like we could do that. Unfortunately, Portland isn't the most exciting, but I still think my life's pretty exciting. I was just like, I can't afford to take you everywhere and film me. I wish I could, but that is something I can't do. So we're getting another support here. So we're really just stuck in between P gold zone and perp right now. I wanted to get in off of these 2 wicks to the bottom here, which might not be a bad idea. All we gotta do is break the top side though. How much time do we have left? 2 minutes and 37 seconds. No. No, 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 no. But it's so good, you know. I don't know. I like when the homies come up. I like when the homies come up from nothing. But he raps too. He raps. Melanie is just an outspoken, big booty Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx. But it's funny. They're funny. Yesterday they were carving pumpkins in pumpkin outfits. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at how many people are watching the live stream, and I'm like, this is nuts. This is nuts to think like thousands of people legit tune in, right? Because like live streaming is it's the new norm, right? Like that's all people, and I had this conversation too. I have a lot of conversations in my days. I had a conversation with another friend about that, and I was like, because he's in marketing, and I was like, bro, fuck marketing, do streaming, like pay people, and that's something I'm considering doing in Vietnam too, because labor is a little bit cheaper, but uh, legit just having live streams because that's the only way. He was like, how do I get people to care about me? I was like, well, that's just it. They need reasons to care about you. And right now in today's world, the only way people do that now, because the attention span is so small, is you got to be live streaming forever so that they happen to come across your thing and then watch you for a little bit and be like, oh, I like this guy. Or you got to have some virality, right? But the whole live streaming thing it's huge if you don't mind doing it. I don't mind doing it. I would need somebody to follow me. I'm not going to record myself, but I'd want a production person or team. So we got price really just wedging here. If we wedge, we got 7 seconds left. I am going to go get me a banana. But I'm looking at all these wicks to the bottom. I am telling myself, like, if this does bounce up, that would make sense. So we're getting a doji here. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to get a snack. Please don't run up yet. Please don't run up yet. I ate a half a banana last night and I put it in the fridge and it got so black right now. It's like the blackest banana I've ever seen. Well, the peel. The peel is black. Peanut butter and banana. So good. Alright, how about Ugh. Peanut butter banana. Peanut butter and banana. How the hell could this banana turn so with the peel? How the hell can the peel get so black so fast? Oh, we got volume. Maybe we don't want to go up. Everything, all the other indices are all going sideways now. Living my best life. Can't go back to back with me, baby. Living my best life. Well, we're just still kind of stuck on perp. The more that it ranges, the more happy I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want it to just run, but if it doesn't just run, the more it ranges, the better off we are at seeing where it's going to break. Isn't that such a ironic thing? Juxtaposition. You know what's crazy is when I'm typing now, and I type fast, but even as I'm typing, I'm like, I could be saving time by just talking into like the mic and have it write the text out. That's how lazy we're getting. Oh, it's not lazy. I guess it's efficient, though. I guess it's efficient for me to talk because it's faster than me typing. Got some rejection to the top. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Let's go, baby. Let's go, ChatGPT. This is why I pay for the premium version. Although Gemini is pretty good now. Gemini is pretty good. Google's Gemini, they are pretty good. US30 jury guides. If it isn't a mined diamond, you must say so clearly. Moissanite lab-grown diamond simulated. Never just diamond or moissanite. Never just diamond for moissanite. Disclosures must be clear and conspicuous across site tags and ads. Okay. Oh my god, it's pretty fucking good. Oh shit. That's why AI is going to be the death of marketing. Oh my god. Oh god. You know, I was just having this conversation 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. A friend of mine who I went to college with, who lives in LA now, and he still does copywriting stuff. That's what he and I come from, the copywriting side of advertising. Copywriting is just the idea generation. We're the guys who bring life to the ideas. We're the ones that bring the ideas that bring life. But yeah, we were like, creativity is gonna die. Like even for his job, his company, they're like, there's no real even marketing anymore. Like marketing is just finding the influencer who can advertise the product. Like there's no originality anymore. And that's why for people like him and I, we're somewhat out of a job when it comes to the marketing world. So we got a doji here forming. What is this, on the 5 minute? Oye, ¿cómo va? Ritmo, buenos pa' gozar. Bailando. I might be making a trip to the Bronx here soon. We can get this going. So we got some selling volume. Big volume starting off now. Are we coming down? 2.5 minutes left. So we're supporting hard here. If you guys are paying attention to this candle was once a very bearish candle. So if you jump the gun on that bearish candle within this 5-minute candle, you're not too happy right now. And remember, that's why we wait to the end of the candle before we make decisions. When waiting for a breakout of a wedge, do you full port or do you still add? When it is a wedge that I can clearly see, let me ask that question again. When waiting for, so everybody can hear. When waiting for a breakout of a wedge, do you full port or do you still add one contract and then add more? It really depends. It really depends. If there are clear skies, right? If there are clear skies or clear bottoms that we don't have to worry about price rejecting, I will full port usually because I've been waiting, right? I've been waiting for it to break out, and when we do break out, I know it's highly likely to just run for a little while. But on a day like today, the wedge right now is right here. The wedge right now is right here underneath P, and even when and if price breaks above P, we still have this goddamn downtrend to worry about. So when we have, if this is to break to the downside, if we wedged and broke to the downside, I'd probably full port downside. But upside, maybe not. So everyone is different. Remember, there's no hard and fast rule when it comes to trading because every situation is a little bit different. But always remember, just is there things in the way, right? Are there things in the way that may keep us from continuing, right? And look at the top side where we rejected. Our current high of the day, once again, is yesterday's S1 basically. And look left, that is Asia London high. The day before that is that high. So I wouldn't full port topside if this broke topside. I mean, I almost am already considering getting in for like one contract here soonish if the volume can hold up, right? Like if I can get into one contract someplace here near perp, and if I decide to take that risk, right? Right now it's not looking good to do that. We got rejection to the top. But if there was, right, because like even from here to the gold zone, oh, maybe not. That's only 462 pips. So no, on this I wouldn't. I would be, if it broke to the top, I would be in one contract until it breaks. Today 5 p.m. 2:45, 5:40 be a uptrend or not? 5 p.m. 5 p.m. $2.45. Oh yeah, I already drew it. It's already here. It's not an uptrend, well, because it's sideways, right? But it is a trend line. So it is a wedge, right? It's not necessarily an uptrend because it's not tilting up. It's almost as horizontal as the level here. Like basically, I mean, and look at it. That's the thing. That's why we have levels. That's why we have gold zones. It all automatically draws those areas, right? Look at that. I removed that line that I drew, and we already have level there. So yes, it is somewhat of an uptrend. It is somewhat a horizontal, like, oh, look at that. I drew it. Thank you for bringing that up. Because how I drew mine, I drew it more at the tips this time. And that's why you guys always ask me how to draw trend lines. I'm like, every single one is going to be slightly different. Because I drew mine here. And now that I'm looking at where price supported as it came down, I'm like, that's where the real trend was. Look at that. I might have bought in right there if I had that trend line drawn like that. If I had that trend line drawn like that and I saw the support there at 720 and cross lines crossed, oh, I probably would have gotten in. I probably would have gotten into one right there. I probably would have added here at 735, and I probably would have exited here when we got near peak gold zone. That's about 900 pips. That sounds about right. Woo! Damn, Yuzo, speak up sooner, motherfucker! Damn! Damn! That could have been the win right there. Yeah. But at first, when I draw my trend lines, I always look for the very extreme of the candles, right? So in this area down over here, the very extreme is right here where I drew it initially, which is pretty much the level. But once again, you always got to kind of look through the clutter and update your trend line, because really what it was really right here. And yes, that's not that big of a movement, right? It's not that big of a movement, but seeing price come directly to that line and then bouncing off, done, right? Seeing it come to that bottom of the wedge, push right through the top of the wedge, we would have gotten in. We would have been in right here. We would have been in like this. And look at that to the gold zone. That's a little bit more than a 1-to-1. God damn it, Yuzo! That would have been the winner today. That would have been it. And that would have been playing within the wedge. That would have been perfectly fine. Shit. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense why there's nothing right now. There's no movement right now. That was probably it. You see how funny that is? That's pretty funny how that works. So we got some movement through. Oh, push the space bar. If you ever push the space bar, it'll move it'll change the asset that you're on. So I'll be real. After realizing that, I think I'm not gonna be trading anymore. I think I'm done for the day. I gotta write this proposal, but pretty much what I would be looking for is price to break hard out of here. And that's, remember, price is gonna break hard out of here. Like, it's gonna break hard out of this range at some point today. That is a 100% guarantee, right? We are 100% guaranteed price is gonna go somewhere. What we don't know is which way it's gonna go. But since we have this range, right? New York's range is 2,330 pips. That's as much as we've ranged. We haven't really gone anywhere. So it'll go somewhere. I'll probably still stay on to 9 o'clock. I'm going to be working on this proposal, but now after realizing everything that I just saw after Yuzo brought that up, I'm happy. It's kind of relieving, even though like I didn't take that entry, as it bounced up,
it is relieving to notice where and why the entry should have been. And sometimes it's just like that, right? This is a good example. Like, I legit didn't even see that. But it's a good thing, right? Because everything else told me to be patient. So I'm still, even if I end the day now, I would have ended it, $10.75 roughly. So I'm still up $10.75, baby. A win's a win. So we got price pushing through the gold zone. I'm just looking for volume to kind of match it. So now we're getting some rejection back down. So really something about this area, its price does not want to go up. The nice thing is, if we reject P gold zone hard, perp is getting closer and closer. So that makes the entry a lot more attractive. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Sometimes I'm telling you guys, the chart speaks to us. It speaks to us. I'm not crazy. I'm only like 96% crazy. Woo! Let's see what happens here. 2 minutes and a half left on this candle. Hard rejection to the gold zone. Price pushing us underneath perp. Not quite ready. Not quite ready. That's why we wait to the end of the candle. So that's what? That's on perp still. Perp still might be playing support here. Now that Yuzo brought up to me that trend lines, now I'm gonna go and re-update all of what I see here. Yeah, it's just a ranging day, guys. I thought after that volume we'd shoot down, but we got a wick to the bottom. And I do have an uptrend here that was created during New York, so motherfuckers got us excited. Roger that, Yuzo. It's, yeah. The days that you don't come on, Monday and Tuesday, I think you might have taken my bad juju. Get some rest, bro. Let me know. Let me know. So wicks to the bottom. We're creating a transparent, culture-driven
jewelry brand built on honesty, style, and affordability. Where other brands sell mystery and hype, will sell proof and pride. Every piece backed by full disclosure of stone material and cost. Wasn't a dream market is expanding rapidly as consumers seek ethical and affordable luxury. Competitors hide what they sell. We make it our signature. We label every piece clearly. Competitors sell $150 Moissanite Cubans for $2,000 plus. We'll undercut them by 40 to 70%. Build trust through full transparency. We lead the rhodium-plated silver with the white gold brilliance, durability, and camera-rated look. Yellow and rose gold remain optional, limited drops. Part of our creators of Millennium Chiclet to merge humor, transparency, and flex. Campaigns, tested wars, label it loud from DM to drip. Business model, hybrid model, stock, hero SKUs in the US30 shipping. Dependence from China, balances brand control and scalability. Why we win. We got some volume pushing down here, 50 seconds. Big volume all of a sudden. So price is underneath perp. Let's see if we stay underneath perp. So I'm looking at this little X marks the spot that these two trend lines just created. That's what we are trying to figure out right now. So we're still testing perp.
Last minute cancellations equal me stopping into my second job, which is cooking and cleaning. But yesterday I cooked to call, and if you're Vietnamese, you know that equals a shit ton of leftovers. So I guess I will be.
So price is still stuck right here, guys. It is getting tighter and tighter though. So we got some rejection here. So now this wedge is really drawing itself out. It is really drawing itself out. I updated the wedge. I got some rejection to the top again.
Still just bouncing around. It's getting tighter though. It's gonna break. I gotta take this call real quick. I'm back.
Looking like we are creeping to the top side. It's our first little break of P gold zone. First little break being outside of the wedge. I don't like that it's already going overbought. So we are rejecting this area once again. If we're not making a push here in the next 40 minutes, I will be done for the day. We got price rejecting this area. Not wanting to break up. Big volume pushing through. Ugh. But now we're back at perp. Back in the wedge. Wick to the bottom. So we're creeping the top side once more. Oh, sorry, I did not see you there, NECA. This is the US30. I only trade the US30. I hope you're still there. My apologies. I'm working on another thing in front of me. But yes, I only trade the US30, and all day today we've kind of just been ranging So I've been waiting for a breakout to happen. That's my apologies. I did not know you commented. Big volume pushing through. Volume is still not the best. What time is it? 9:30? Why does this keep moving? We got a big rejection there. So we got price that looked like it wanted to break out, but it was a lie. We're still above perp, so what time is it? 9:36. Yeah, I'll give this just a little bit more time here. And if it doesn't completely break, well, I'll be done for the day. It'll break at some point. So we're still getting some interest to the top side. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Volume.
Volume, baby. Come on. There it is. I'm not even asking for a lot today. I'm not even asking for a lot. Come on. Let go. Let go. Get us to the previous high. Get me to the previous high and I'll be done. I don't even need a lot today. There you go. There you go. We're at the previous high. We're at the downtrend. So I gotta go in profit in case this wants to reverse. I'm going to give it a minute or two to figure out what it wants to do here, but I'm going to move stop loss if we don't end up breaking. We are overbought already on everything. 1 minute overbought, 5 minute overbought, so if we're not pushing up here, but I will give it a moment to figure out what it wants to do. I've been waiting all day for this. We've been waiting all day for this to break out of the wedge, and it's finally breaking out of the wedge. The only thing I don't like is that we're overbought right at that uptrend line. So we are overbought right at that uptrend line. And I'm going to start moving my stop loss into profit because I don't want this to come back down. We're already getting some rejection here. So I'm gonna go a solid. That's fine with me. I'll take $60 if that's all that it gives me. In profit, waited for this all damn day. Let's see if we can continue up. But we are overbought on every time frame, and we're at the downtrend line, so it's cool if we get tapped out here. This is also the high of the day right there. Beautiful. Paid off. Oh, Lord. It's not much, but it's something. And I'm tapped out. Beautiful. That's all I need. $60 times 3, that's 180. 180 plus my 10 plus the 30. $210. So I'm ending the day $210. Profitable, baby. Took forever, but now we're here at the downtrend line, and I don't know what we're gonna do. So it is 9:45 a.m. here in the West Coast, and I'm not gonna stare at this chart anymore. If it continues up, so be it. But I'm gonna get on with my day. Everybody enjoy whatever they're doing. I'll see you guys Friday. Discord peep. I forgot Discord peeps are still on here. I forgot you guys were still there. I thought I was by myself. Oh shit, good thing I didn't get naked. Well, you guys can't see anyways. YouTube can.
Oh Lord, so I didn't take much, but I am ending the day 210. So that's it. You know, throughout this whole wedging, it's impossible to figure out where we're going in the wedge. And the only thing that I do know and trust is when we break out. So it was a tiniest little breakout right there. We have the downtrend in the way, and I took my profit right there. So that's about it. Rough day. It's no, it's not rough. It just needed patience. That's about it. I mean, we knew where price was ranging, and then we just waited for it to break out. So good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Not every day is going to be a home run. I'm happy with taking $210. That's a win in my book. So message me if you guys need me. I might have to make a trip up to Seattle. That's why I got a lot of shit. Oh man, yeah, got a lot of things to do, and have a wedding on Saturday to go to. So man. Okay, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Later, Discord. See you guys. Message me if you guys need me. YouTube, I will see you guys later. Whoever is on there, nice to see you guys there. My name's Ed. I trade the US30. US30 Monday through Friday, 6:30 New York Open. Usually I'm not on this long. Usually I am off within the hour or two. But today we had this big old wedge, and I stayed and wait for it to break out. So I have this big old downtrend line. Price may still continue up, but I always respect structure. And structure here from previous day, yesterday, and the day before that's high, makes a downtrend over here. So yes, price may push up. Price may even push up all the way to R1 gold zone today. But I respect structure. I made money. I'm not greedy. I'm going home with a W. So I will catch you guys later.